RB28, about a half mile away. Multiple trees, multiple buildings, obstructing the signal. Not sure if this will get through. It's pretty peaceful out here in the forest. Alrighty.
Happy birthdays as well. You always find a Lay's Courtyard permanent solution. Get out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, we have the Retevis RB28. These are actually two-way FRS, Family Radio Service, Type-C rechargeable radios with NOAA Weather Alert. That'd be pretty cool to bring to the channel because of that NOAA Weather Alert ability. This 2-pack ran $39.99 retail at Amazon. They had a 15% off coupon, bringing the price down to $34, making it a best deal. They have a 4-pack for $75, a 6-pack after coupon around $104, and then they have a 10-pack if you're into having multiple radios, $174.99. All those links will be below. It depends on what you need. The pair suits me just fine. I'm loving it. So, came in this box, a little beat up, but the radio survived, which is awesome. Took everything out of here. Let's see what we get. So I'll set this box aside. In the box, we're greeted with charging cable, a couple lanyards, nice. A little charging brick, which is cool. Glad they did that. A manual to use your radios, and of course, the pair of RB28s. Let's get this out of the way here so you can see them. Sweet. So there you go. That's what's in the box. So yeah, let's go check it out. This cable's pretty cool. It is a USB to dual Type-C. So that's actually nice. So if you're using a power bank, you only need to use one spot to charge both your radios. I noticed that when you hook this up, it only draws 1 amp no matter what you hook it up to. Total, when you're charging 2 radios, each radio taking half an amp each. So keep that in mind when you're charging. You don't need much. So, and the supplied AC to DC is a 1 amp dealio. There you go, 5 volts, 1 amp. Okay, cool. I noticed it didn't get too hot, so it's perfect. Yeah, I always check for that. Some of these are inexpensive. They don't handle it well, but this handles it just fine. Being 1 amp, not an issue. A couple little carry lanyards. Of course, we've seen these in our radios. Simple. Okay. So, yeah, cool looking radios. I like those. We'll get into them in a second. I like to go over the manual for posterity in case it's lost, in case there's no more downloads for it. Here's the RB28 user manual. Just go ahead and open it up. There's your table of contents. Quite a bit going on there. We'll try to cover most of it, but if I missed something, it's here for posterity. So hopefully you can freeze frame and read this. You have a higher enough resolution video here to read this. Go ahead, keep flipping. So you get an idea here. Bingo. Yeah, there's some neat stuff. And we're going to cover all the menu choices and the weather feature. That's the main reason I really like it. But I was really impressed by the range I got. You know, I'd never used these before, and I didn't expect them to go very far. But, you know, a half-mile range going through buildings with the radio in the subfloor here. Absolutely amazing that it was able to transmit so clear. I was surprised through all the trees and extra buildings in the way. Yeah, it was quite the feat. So there you go. There's a specification table. If you need to know some of the specs like that there. Interesting to note that they do have software. I downloaded it. If you guys need it, let me know. You can always send it to you in an email. The interesting thing is this radio, one downfall about this radios is the squelch control is pre-programmed at 5. You can't change it on the radio. You can only change it with the software. Software is free. The cable, I don't know if the Baofeng cable works, but they do offer a cable for $16.99 to program this radio. And I'll have links to that below as well. And then here's the frequency list for all the channels, 22 channels. If you notice, 1 through 7 is 2 watts. And of course, 15 through 22 is 2 watts. And in the middle there is a half watt. And it automatically changes. It doesn't let you transmit 2 watts on channels 8 through 14 there. And of course, you got your weather frequencies. Beautiful. Now, if you notice, there's 11 of them. Yeah, it includes the Canadian ones as well. All right, so, and then of course, if you need to be safe, there we are. Be safe and be safe. Okay, you get the idea, right, guys? I don't think I have to go nuts. All right, so to the side, let's get to the radios. Here they are. Dual, I guess I'll just use one here for now until we start transmitting to give you an idea what it looks like. So here it is. Let's go over dimensions of the radio. You see it's got a little UHF antenna, a little small guy. So we have a length of 5 3/4 inches, or height of 5 3/4 inches, however way you want to put it. We have a width of 2 1/8 of an inch. We have a thickness, without the belt clip, this does come off, which is nice, of 1 inch. And then with the belt clip, 1 1/4 inches. Very nice. So let's do a little size comparison. I brought out my UV5R to give you an idea. If you guys have one of these, you can see the difference there. UV5R, of course, has an awesome screen and does quite a bit more. It's a ham radio, 2 meter and UHF. It's not just a family radio services, does quite a bit. You're not even supposed to use this for FRS. So if you have an older Baofeng, you're not supposed to have one. I don't know the whole deal on that. Maybe you can still own it, but you just can't use it, of course, on those bands. But you, of course, if you have your license, you can transmit on the ham bands. So there's a size difference. Let's see what else I got. My normal radio's handy. I got a little CC Pocket AM/FM weather alert radio as well. Just doesn't transmit. And a deck of cards over here. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He loves two-way radios when he can. That made no sense, dudes. You get it, Iron Man. But anyway, deck of cards in case you don't have those radios. There we are. Okay, cool. So let's check out the features of the Retevis RB28. Right away, it's curved, so it's comfortable to hold. It's got these little indents here where we have a few features there, and our push to talk button here, which is nice. It feels good, feels nice and clicky. It's good to know, good to have. Yeah. So this button here, the push to talk, of course, push. Wait a little bit, start talking in your microphone, which is right here in front. Usually your mouth, usually about 5 centimeters away. And then before you let go, stop talking, wait a second or two and let go. Make sure your transmission gets through. This also selects menu choices, but I tend to just cycle the menu and it automatically saves. Once you hit the end of the menu, it exits the menu automatically and saves. So I usually tend to do that. On the front here, you can see we got LCD display. I'll turn the radio on. And it's going to display channel we're on, and of course privacy code, and our battery status. I notice this color will change depending on what you're doing. Transmitting, I believe it's red. Receiving, I believe it's blue. And then of course that purple is menu choices when you're in the menu. And I think on the weather receive mode as well. So there's that. Over here we got some volume controls. So we can go down and up volume. We'll leave it on 2. So back and forth, those are for volume. If you press and hold, just lock that in. If we press and hold the left arrow,
is the hazardous weather outlook for portions of north central Illinois, northeast Illinois, and northwest Indiana. For tonight, weather hazards expected.
There you go.
Limited fog risk. Discussion. Patchy fog is possible again late tonight, mainly areas along and west of the Fox Valley.
Isn't quite mute. Wish it did. Gotta talk over it. So in this weather, you press the menu button and you can change the channel. Upstairs, I was able to get 5 frequencies. Downstairs, I'm not. Outside, I got 6, so I give an excellent rating on the no weather receive. This little arrow going down means it's receiving. Now I hit menu again, it's off. We're going to set this to on. So what it does now is when I exit the weather mode, we now have weather activated. So let's go ahead and get the volume up. So the weather alert is activated. You can see that it's got the little receiving arrow with the little cloud symbol. Now we're in weather alert mode, which I love. I think that's absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's the weather in a quick little nutshell. So you can turn it on and off, which we'll do right now. Go back to weather mode. Go to menu.
Lows around 60 in the suburbs and in the mid-60s downtown.
And turn off weather alert. Now the weather alert is off. So again, I like it for that, and I'm going to show you a little demo of it for something special too I found out with this radio, which is really cool. You guys will love it. So stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and finish up the rest of these buttons. The center button, of course, is our menu. You can change the channel, change the privacy code. There's, of course, analog and all the digital. It's in the manual when it goes up to 100 and something odd privacy codes, which is nice. I just set it to 46. That's digital code, I believe. I think there's like 22 analog frequencies, 23. Don't quote me. So press it again. Then you can change privacy code. Of course, match it to the other radio. Now, since you're calling, this is really cool. So you can make a call. So it's a unique identifier. So we can go through them. So 0 was a mute. Okay, this can get a little annoying. So, yeah. There you go. You got the calls. Leave it on 9. It's neat because you hit the call button and people know who's trying to receive, who's trying to transmit to you, and then you can pick up your own transmitter and say, hey, what's going on, without them having to talk, which is kind of nice. And I'll show you how to do that too. So we'll go back in the menu. So calling, we have, here is your Vox sensitivity. You can change it up to 10. That lets you talk to the microphone without having to do push to talk. Okay, I'll keep going. Low, high power. Low is half watt. Of course, high power is going to be 2 watts. I'm leaving it on low because I'm downstairs here and we're transmitting with them kind of next to each other. So low is probably a good idea. SC means scanner on, and we're going to show you the scan feature, which I think is really cool. If you're in an area with a lot of these radios, you can actually scan and hear what they're saying. It'll scan the digital and audio privacy codes as well. Okay, I wait too long. I got to go through that again. So scanner on. RB is your Roger beep. So when you press this radio, it'll make a transmit sound when it ends. Annoying little bleep sound. I'm going to leave it on this radio. And that's the end of your menu. So you just cycle through. And of course, if you make any changes, it'll automatically save once you cycle through. If you hit push to talk, I think it transmits a little bit. So I just like cycling through the menu. So that's the menu. Pretty simple. Let's see. Let's long press this to lock out the radio. So now you can lock out most of the functions. So none of the front buttons will work now. Okay. You can still power the radio off and on. Okay, I don't sure. Let's see if we can initiate a scan. Nope, it won't let us initiate a scan, but we can still push to talk. So now I'm transmitting. You can see the arrow going up, and we're transmitting on channel 5. There you go, the Roger beep there when we're done transmitting. So it's unlocked it. There we go. Press and hold the menu button. Okay, right arrow, of course, you saw was volume. And when we press and hold this, this is your call tone. So right now it's going to transmit that, and I'm going to show you that in action. It's pretty cool, but we're still going over functions. So microphone there, speaker, I don't know how big that is, 1.5 inches probably. Over here we have some jacks hidden behind a little jacket. And this is how you program your radio when you buy the cable, of course, like Baofeng's. It'll have the earphone and a microphone. Sorry, that microphone, earphone. And here's the Type-C input for charging the radio. Like I said, I noticed 0.5 amp in, 5 volts. So I didn't see anything higher than that. We'll talk about the battery in a second. Okay, just bump that. Top of the radio, we have our little antenna, UHF. Pretty surprising little guy. 1 5/8 of an inch. Not bad. Liking that a lot. That it works so well through all the foliage, through all the trees and buildings and concrete. I couldn't believe it. That's pretty neat. Up on top there is status. So we press the power button. Of course, now we went to scan mode. It's going to scan through all the frequencies and privacy codes. Looking for any FRS transmissions in my area, which I shouldn't pick up any, but I could. Up to a mile away probably. Mile, 2 miles, I'm guessing, is the range of this radio. And up here, it's giving me activity. And when you transmit, it also give you activity as well. When you're done charging, when the radio's done charging, it'll be solid green. So It will stop scanning, but that's what you do. Short press to start scan, stop scan with the power button. And of course, long press to turn it off and long press to turn it on. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to turn it off. All right. Yeah, we're doing a lot of talking, but this is a lot of fun. On the back here, the clip is removable, which we're going to take off. So pull this little tab. That slides out. Makes our radio nice and easy to lay flat. We have the battery compartment, which is nice because they made the battery replaceable. Yeah, it's a different size battery. First I thought it was just a normal BL5C, which I went, uh-oh, that doesn't seem like enough power. Come on, this is pretty tight fitting. Here we go. This is a BL628 1500 milliamp hour battery, and it's fairly thick. Liking that. So we're going to take the battery out. This is pretty cool. The main reason why I like this radio, this is so cool. We're going to plug it in. Let's see if I can just grab my extension cord here. Knocking things over. You know, Mr. Iron Man here. He wants to watch, see what's going on. Got this 1 amp charger that they sent with us. Cool. I'm just going to plug it in to my extension cord. And then we're going to plug in the cable. And then we'll go ahead and hook this right to the line power. It's cool without the battery in it. Okay, so the battery is out of the radio. We're going to plug it in. Now, just remember, if you do what I'm doing, don't transmit. It will not operate like this in transmit mode, but it will operate in weather alert mode, which I think is great, and scan mode. So right now it's showing charge without the battery. Isn't it cool? Now you can let this run all the time. So what I'm going to do is just click this, power this on. Show you it's working. Okay, so we can do a scan, and it'll receive, which I'll show you in a moment. So we'll turn the scan off. Let's go to our weather. Press and hold the left arrow.
Thunderstorm risk. Spotter information statement. Spotter activation will not be necessary through tonight. At 9 p.m. at Chicago, it was partly cloudy. The temperature was 71.
So now we have weather alert status. Now it's making a little hum sound. Let's adjust our volume. There we go. So it's squelched. Like I said, it's set at 5, I think, from the factory. I cannot change it on the menu, which is unfortunate. I wish they would add that. Artivist, if you're watching this radio would be cool with a squelch that you could automatically do yourself instead of using a plugin. You know, you gotta change it with the software, which is unfortunate, but it worked fine. I'm happy with how it's set. It's doing pretty good. Okay, you got out of the way, little Iron Man dude. But yeah, right now, weather alert all the time. Look at that. So just bring this up here. You guys can see, yep, plugged right in, no battery, and we got weather alert activated. So you guys can run this radio 24/7, and it only costs you $17 a piece because you get 2 radios. Awesome. That's the main reason why I like this. I think this is really cool that you can do this. I'm a radio lover, and I love the fact that this is great. Yeah, sending and talking to people FRS without a license is also very cool. You know, I like having that because I get on here and it's just like a bunch of grandpas driving their kids around. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's like this, they got their little click going or something. I'm just, I don't know, just not welcome. So I tend to just stay off 2 meters and I just listen if I want. But this is really cool because I talk to my wife. She could be sitting in the house. I could be walking around instead of using my phone, texting and that. This is great, especially if it's like drizzling outside or in a muddy area. You don't want to bring a smartphone and drop it in the mud. I'd rather drop this in the mud. It's less expensive and it probably could handle it. I think they even said it can handle a little bit of splash, a little bit of wetness without hurting it with all these rubber jacketed items. Okay, so there's that little demo. I wanted to show you guys that. Let's put it back together, do a little transmit, and then we'll do final thoughts. So yeah, just something different for the channel. I hope you guys like these. Retevis, good brand. Most people talk about them as being okay. They have all kinds of two-way radios. When you program with a programming cable with no interface, I do like the idea that there is a screen, like a bow thing, like I'm used to seeing. Okay, so I'm just gonna click into place. There we go. Let's go ahead and swivel that back. And I'm not a fan of bell clips while I'm doing the video, so I'm gonna take the other bell clip off this one. So again, just pinch that, push that up. There we go. There's our other radio. Let's turn them on. Press and hold. 5. Yeah, sometimes that volume can be a little annoying when you're adjusting it. So we're going to turn the weather alert off on this. So yeah, press and hold to the left.
Highs in the mid-80s.
Menu.
Chance of precipitation 30%. Sunday night, mostly.
To go back, just hit that left button again, back to radio mode. So there we are, ready to rock. So this one here is calling. So I'm going to go ahead and press the call with this one, and you'll see this come up. So yeah, like, pick it up. And then he'd be like, hey, what's going on? What's going on, Freddie? And of course, you can see it receiving. There you go. As you can see, it was receiving at that. Transmitting. Orange, receiving blue. And if you heard this one, it had a Roger beep. And it's heard on both ends. I thought that's pretty cool. Let's see. This one has a different ringtone. Transmit with this one. There you are. Cool. That's what you saw in the video. That way you could, you just know. I think it's neat. You got the different ones. So there it is. I think that's about it. Yeah, people are going to ask about range. And, when you see these things advertised as like, they go 40 miles, Cobra does that or something. I don't know. But I don't know. I think maybe on a perfect day on a summit, summit to summit, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, on a tower. But through woods, through brick buildings, I'm pretty impressed that I got a half a mile. I was way out there. I was in the woods pretty much. And it was cool to know that this was sitting downstairs in my subfloor basement on the stable, picking that transmission up a half mile away through, I'd say, about 3-4 buildings that are brick. And, it's pretty amazing that it did that. And through some trees, and I was next to a waterfall. So it was pretty neat. So to pick it up, I'm impressed. If you want a campsite radio for get you around, I would say half mile to a mile, no problem whatsoever. Pick these up. If you need to adjust squelch settings, I don't know if you want a radio, you may have to look for a different radio, but getting the little programming cable, I think it's like $17. You can program, especially if you're going to buy more of these, you can adjust your squelch down for more sensitivity, then you get more noise. You might want to do that if you're trying to go longer range. Otherwise, this is going to be just fine where it's set, I think, for most people. For me, it was fantastic. I love it. This is great. So there it is, the Retevis RB28. Just to get a recommended buy at $39.99. Sort of, yeah. I'd say it's pretty good. It's on $20 a radio. It's on sale. It's $34. So, like I said, mine had 15% off coupon. Yours might as well. Bringing the price down to $17 a piece. It's kind of a no-brainer then. You got a nice little weather alert radio. Always on, as I showed you with the cable here. Yeah, always on. I think that's just amazing. And you could have one of these on upstairs and one downstairs without the batteries in there. And you get the batteries charged and ready to go next to the radio. So if you have to go with the power's out, plug that battery in and get your weather alerts as well. I think that's just fantastic. That made, when I did that and was checking that out, I thought that was a neat discovery that you can do that. And a lot of the guys on my channel love weather alert radios. It might even pick one up just the fact that they can do that. And I think they ought to, because it's totally worth it. All right, there you go, guys. My opinion. So if you like Retevis products and you want to see more, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. I think I'm going to start reviewing two-way radios, especially if they include extra features like FM radio, NOAA weather alert. Those things are really neat to me. Maybe an airband. I'll definitely be checking those out. If they're just simple two-way radios, FRS, GMRS, I don't know. They're almost always similar depending on their antennas and output powers. But like I said, max is only 2 watts. This is saying it's 2 watts. I have no way to check that. I don't have a meter. But I'm thinking it's pretty close to 2 watts when I'm transmitting. But yeah, expect me to look for ones with multifunction capabilities and with display screens. I'm not a fan of the ones without the display screens. You're going to see one with display screens for sure. So there you go. And of course, 3, comment below what you think about the RB28. Is it a pair of two-way radios you'd want? FRS, no license required. Privacy codes. I mean, I didn't hear anybody on these. I'm in a small subdivision, so I'm not expecting to hear much. I know a year back I was scanning with my UV5R and I picked up some FRS transmissions. But it was, kids playing with walkie-talkies somewhere. So they're goofing around. But yeah, let me know what you think. Would you pick them up? Do you have something else in mind? Do you see another Retevis product that you think I should review? Definitely comment below and tell me. And of course, use my links below if you like these radios and you want to support the channel. Rock on. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you in my next video.